today, you will be learning all about belly dancing. We are your presenters, Donna Milenia Bardenas, Charina Joyce Noblesa, Marinela Grecia, and yours truly, Layan June Humaway from BPED 2B. History of belly dance. Described by some as the oldest dance in the world, belly dancing is said to date back at least the time of Alexander the Great. Some says its roots lie in fertility rituals of ancient Egypt and Greece. Others say it was brought from India to the Middle East by gypsies who also developed flamenco from it in Morocco and Spain. Belly dancing was originally done by women for women. The undulating belly is said to resemble a woman giving birth. The dancing helped women strengthen their stomach muscles and serve as a form of self-hypnosis. The transformation of belly dancing to what it is today can be tracked back to performance by a Syrian woman named Little Egypt at the year 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. What is belly dancing? The dance form we call belly dancing is derived from traditional women dances of the Middle East and North Africa. Women have always been belly dance at parties, family gatherings, and during rites of passage. A woman's social dancing eventually evolved into belly dancing as entertainment. Dance Oriental in Turkish and Raqs Sharqi in Arabic. Although the history of belly dancing is clouded prior to the late 1800s, many experts believe its roots go back to the temple rites of India. Probably the greatest misconception about belly dance is that it is intended to entertain men. Because segregation of sexes was common in the part of the world that produced belly dancing, men often were not allowed to be present. Belly dance, developed from social dancing, helps explain its long-lasting popularity. Belly dancing offers a woman of community of friends that shares and celebrate joy in music and creates self-confidence through artistic self-expression in an art form that embraces all body types. Belly dance is natural to a woman's bone and muscle structures. The movement centers on the torso rather than the legs and feet. The belly dancer isolates parts of her body to move each independently in a completely feminine interpretation of the music. The music seems to emanate from her body, as sometimes she emphasizes the rhythm, sometimes the melody of the song. Belly dance is often performed barefoot, now taught by Menli to signify the intimate and ancient physical connection between the dancer, the music, and the Mother Earth. Although historically, most dancers were barefoot because they could not afford. Belly dancing continues to grow in popularity. Belly dance concerts, festivals, and workshops are now held throughout the world, attracting large audiences of women and men alike. Many belly dancers now travel to the Middle East and North Africa to study the art from where it was originated. Belly dancing is an ancient art and has been fixture of weddings and parties in the Middle East for centuries. Emphasizing their hips and abdomen, it is known for its belly undulations, shaking buttocks and breasts, and intricate hip movements. The best belly dancers can ripple their stomachs and swivel and gyrate their hips in a most alluring manner.
So, who is the people behind belly dancing? Gawazi are first belly dancers. They are a group of traveling dancers. In 18th century, they were considered as women gypsies in Egypt and banished during 1830s from Kairos, but went on performing in Upper Egypt and later in the Middle East and Europe. Belly dancing at this period is known as Oriental dancing. Women were made famous in Europe by authors and painters captivated by the exotic nature of art. From the Gawisi troupe, or a group of female and male traveling dancers, the Raqs Sharqi genre of belly dancing began to develop. In 1960s and 1970s, belly dancing gained popularity in the United States during the time when more women were becoming free spirits.
The greatest dancers. Many of them danced during the golden age of Egyptian cinema in 1950s, and they are the founders and those who inspired the cabaret style of belly dance as we know it today. Badia Masabni. Badia Masabni was the founder of the Opera Casino in Egypt and in the inspiration behind the Rock Sharki or Egyptian cabaret style. Badia Masabni was born in Lebanon around 1892 to 1894 and moved to Egypt in 1920s where she opened the Opera Casino. There, comedians, singers, and dancers from different countries used to perform. Here is the picture of Badia Masabni and Opera Casino. Tahia Koroika. Tahia Koroika is one of the dancers of the Golden Age of Egypt and was born between 1915 and 1923 in Ismailia, Egypt. As a teenager, she fled to Cairo due to the contrast with her family, where she started her career as a dancer and was introduced to Badia Masabni. Samia Gamal. Samia Gamal was born in Egypt in 1924 and, like Tahia Koroika, started her career in Badia Masabni's Opera Casino. Samia Gamal's style is well known for her veil work, gracious arm movements, and elegance. Naima Akef. Naima Akef, together with Tahia Koroika and Samia Gamal, Naima Akef was one of the stars of the golden age of Egyptian cinema. She started her career working for Badia Masabni. Farida Mazar Spyropoulos. Farida Mazar Spyropoulos, also known as the Little Egypt, she was born around 1871 in Syria and appeared at a Street in Cairo exhibition on the Midway at the World's Columbian Exposition held in Chicago in 1893. That was the first time rock dancers performed in the USA. Hekmet Fahmy. Hekmet Fahmy worked at the Kit Kat Cabaret founded by Beba Isidine, former dancer at the Opera Casino. Hekmet is also famous for having been involved in espionage in Egypt during the Second World War. Shafika Al-Kiptia. Shafika Al-Kiptia was born in Cairo in 1851 and was the student of Shuk, the first Oriental dancer in Egypt. Shafika was already famous in the 1920s and she is said to have been the first to do the Caldebra dance. She danced in a club called El Dorado and she later opened her own club, Alf Leila. Unfortunately though, she later became addicted to cocaine and died destitute in 1926. Horea Muhammad. Horea Muhammad was one of the dancers of the golden era of Egyptian cinema and started her career working for Badia Masabni. Hagar Hamdi. Hagar Hamdi is another dancer of the golden era. Hagar danced in clubs and in films. Beba Izzedine. Beba Izzedine also danced during the golden age of Egypt and opened her own club called Kit Kat, in which danced, among others, Naima Akef.
Getting the right belly dance attire is a vital part of any great belly dance show. The Turkish belly dance attire will come with either a sheer pantaloon or skirt with no or minimal decoration and may also include a veil. Shoes are a possibility. The Egyptian belly dance attire includes bra, belt, skirt, and matching rectangular or half-circle veil. The dancers are prohibited from exposing the bare midriff. The skirt is either a 2 or 3 paneled circle skirt decorated in sequin flowers, and the shoes are also a possibility. This is not one of the items that every belly dancers necessarily need, but it is a nice addition to a dancer's wardrobe. Belly dance hip scarf. This is the basic and first item that every belly dancer needs to start with. Headbands or turbans. Cabaret belly dancers sometimes use headbands to hold their hair, while tribal dancers often use turbans. Belly dance shoes. Footwear is neither essential nor required in belly dance. Belly dance pantaloons can be wide at the bottom or tied around the ankles with an elastic band. They are called harem pants or chalwar in Persian. The belody dress is a long floor-length dress made of a natural fiber such as cotton. It gives a very folkloric look. Choli, bare midriff-fitted blouse worn under saris by women in India. Of course, the choli is used for Bollywood-style dancing. The Saudi-style Kaligi dance would be a thobi al-nashar worn to cover up your party clothes underneath. This is a richly embroidered dress worn in the Persian Gulf, in countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Dubai. The founder of tribal style, Jamila Salimor, and her dance troupe, Bal Anat, used distinctive costuming with black and silver asuit, and facial drawings to simulate tribal tattoos.
There are 4 important points for posture: the shoulder and the upper body, the hips, the feet, and the knees. Lift the shoulder up, push them back, drop them down. Making sure that the tailbone is tucked under, naturally the spine goes outwards. What you're gonna do is to pull tailbone under. Making sure that the feet are not pointing outwards, not dropping inwards. When you bend your knees, the knees should be facing absolutely in front. Make sure that the knees are not locked or too bent. Chest circles are made of two parts. First, lifting and dropping the chest. Second, gliding the chest side and side. We're going to be focusing on the upper abdomen and the middle back, making sure we don't use the shoulders or the hips. Chest glide is moving side to side. Chest circle. So we were gonna put together the chest, lift and drop, and the chest glide side to side to create chest circle.
The classical hip circle. Stand in classical pose. Imagine a small circle around the diameter of a dinner plate drawn around your working hip horizontally. You will try to trace around this circle with your hip. To do so, push your working hip a little bit forward, shifting some weight into your working foot, then circle the hip around and out to the side, then back. Then pull into your center and connect your hip to the core. We will be learning how to do the chest shimmy. The most important thing in chest shimmy is the position of the arms. Put the arms in a straight line at the hip level away from the hips. Slightly bend the elbow towards the ground, push towards the ground, and get the fingertip to the point. Now, naturally, if you notice, what's happening is that my chest is automatically going diagonally. Shimmy actually comes from knees and not from the hips. The movement in the knees is the action, and what you see happening inside the hips is the reaction to what's happening in the knees. Make sure that you are not bending when you're standing, neither are the knees locked. You only keeping your knees as straight as you would when you normally walk, keeping it neutral as possible, using the knees alternating one of the other. My knees is what creating the motion and not the hips. My hips is simply reacting to the knees. Now let's do this.
Hi, it's me, Donna. We're going to do the hip twist. So first, you need to... Wait, I'm adjusting my scarf. So today, you're gonna move your hips from side to side. Make sure that your knees are not too bent or too straight. Just relax. Okay? So, let's do that from side to side. Make sure your hips and to stay in place. From side to side, your chest is not moving as well as your arms. So from side to side slowly. Then we can go through the medium phase. Yep, that's right. You need to move those hips. Hips don't lie. Sure. So now it's going to the fast pace. That's the fast pace. You can go as fast as you can. Yeah. Char. Okay? So now you can do it. You can practice. Practice is slow, 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 slow. Then we go to the medium pace, and the fast pace.
Hi, hello, it's me, Donna. So now, let's try to do the hip circles. We need to keep the knees bent, legs are underneath the hip bones, and chest lifted. We are going to contract the right hip up, and contract the lower abs in, contract the left hip up, and come back to neutral. And we're trying to keep the hips from side and side, from side to side. So let's keep doing this. Side and side. So now, let's go to after the side to side, let's go to the pelvic and the tailbone. The tailbone need to in and out, in and out. Like this. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So we need to create soft circles by combining all the side to side and the pelvic and tailbone, the in and out. Like that. Side to side.
To able to understand snake arms, elbows will always slightly bend and fingers pointing upwards. To break down the movement, first part, shoulder up, second part, elbow up, third part, wrist up, and fourth part is lift your arm